Hi everybody, Steen here. I had a totally different video planned for today, and I've just felt so wretched the past few days that I have not had the opportunity to do it or plan it quite the way I wanted to. So hopefully I can get the video I intended on doing today up on Friday. And today I just thought I would give you guys a quick update on my health. So, on Friday, if you haven't watched the video that I put up on Friday, since I'm doing this back really quick, no edits, etc., I'm not really sure whether on my YouTube Studio app I can actually put one of those little, sticker things up there where you can just click to go back and watch it. So if I can't manage to get that up there, just go to my channel and maybe have a look at the video I posted right before this on Friday, and then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. So right after I finished filming that video on Friday, I finally got a call back from my endocrinologist, and she explained to me about my FNA results, which were kind of inconclusive, perhaps benign, but not really sure. And I apologize, like I've got brain fog like you would not believe. And I would cut that out if I wasn't just uploading this really quick with no edits. But so she called and she was like, with this, it's kind of inconclusive. It doesn't, it didn't come back screaming malignant. Do you still want to have the remaining side of your thyroid removed? And I said, absolutely. Like, if it's not completely there now, it's going to be, considering what was on the other side. And it's just a stressor that I'm really struggling to get past. I just kind of want to not have to worry about it anymore. She said she agreed with my assessment, especially since it wasn't quite 100% conclusive on, what was in there right now. And I said, I just want it out. And she agreed. And so we kind of talked about that for a minute. She said she was putting the referral in to the surgeon I had that removed this side, and then the other surgeon in the same department. And she said, I'm putting this thing in and they should call you probably a week. It is right before the holidays. She said maybe a week and a half if you haven't heard from them in about 2 weeks, to give her a call and she'll straighten it out. And in my mind, I was thinking, God, you want me to wait 2 weeks before I hear back from the surgeon? And then she said that she'd got, my results back for my blood work. My blood work for my thyroid. And she said, we need to increase your dose. And I said, yeah, I kind of figured that. And then she said, well, just so you know, you're going to have to wait at least 3 months before you can even schedule the surgery. Really, she said, maybe you could schedule it for about 3 months out and we can try and see if we can get there. But, you can't just schedule the surgery immediately. And I was like, why? And she said, well, apparently my thyroid levels are so far out of whack. She told me that if I had the surgery right now, I probably wouldn't wake up from it because I'm just too sick. And I was like, holy cow. And I told her how bad I was feeling. And she said, yeah, that makes sense. You're so hypo right now that, I'm not surprised that you feel as bad as you do. And so she didn't really explain what that meant or what the risks were if I had the surgery with my levels the way they are. So I got off the phone with her, called my husband, called my mom, called my dad, called my sister, called my son. My daughter was still out, so I couldn't call her that day. And I kind of said, hey, everything's got to be on hold. Apparently I'm my levels are so bad that they got to get it sorted before I could have the surgery. And apparently you can only increase your thyroid meds so fast at one time. So I have to, she like quadrupled what I was on already. And then she said in 4 weeks, I need to do blood work again. And then I'll most likely have to have it increased at least 1 or 2 more times before I can actually have the surgery. And after I had called everybody, then I kind of did some research because I'm on like a thyroid cancer Facebook group. And, I'd wrote a comment on there and said, hey, has anybody ever been told that they're too sick to have the surgery, and that you have to get your stuff sorted out beforehand. And I didn't really get much comments on it, but one person who was like, "That's crazy. I've never heard anything like that. Maybe you need a new doctor." And I thought, well, maybe I need to start, doing the Google searching that you don't normally want to do, so that it doesn't, just scare the crap out of you. But so I Googled, why you can't have surgery with that. And apparently there's all kinds of things that can go wrong with when your levels are so out of whack, and it causes breathing issues, and it causes, all this other stuff. It said it was extremely dangerous to have a surgery with your levels like that, unless it was like, an absolute emergency surgery that, it was either do the surgery or, you're going to kick the bucket anyway. And so once I read, what can actually happen to your body when you're really, really hypo, like super, super duper hypo. And then it made sense. And so after hearing that, I kind of stopped maybe trying to hide some of my symptoms from, say, my husband and my family. And it's not that I was trying to, pull the wool over anybody's eyes, but it's mainly that, I've had so much going on, and I've had so many issues, and I constantly just feel like I'm moaning and groaning and complaining about not feeling good. And, even the best, the best spouse might eventually, start looking at you like, oh, what else is wrong with you today? And I explained to my husband, like, crying at 3 o'clock in the morning, how bad I actually have been feeling. And, the brain fog exacerbates some of the speech issues that I've had since my brain stuff, where I have a lot of word finding problems. And I'm a talker, and I really notice it when I'm trying to like keep up with conversations with like, a group of people. And now with like the brain fog from this, it's got so much worse. And it's increasing my headaches. I've got so much joint pain all over the place. I'm barely eating, but yet feeling so nauseous, and then still like gaining some weight throughout it. And, the last thing I need is something that's going to make me gain more weight. But I sent my husband like a graphic that I downloaded online, and I marked off the things that weren't really bothering me and sent it to him. And he said, "Oh my God, Christina, like, how are you? You're doing a good job of faking it." And I finally I've felt so bad that I've kind of I feel like I've lost the ability to hide it anymore. So, that's where I'm at right now. I had a really rough weekend, and yesterday was just ridiculous because I woke up and had a migraine too, and spent my morning just crying, and then getting sick, and then crying some more, and just being miserable. So I'm sorry if this is like a Debbie Downer YouTube video, but since I talked so much about what I was going through on Friday, and since I got this call and things kind of hit ahead right after I videoed this, then I thought, since I've just felt rough enough that the video I'd intended on putting up, I just don't have the bandwidth for it. So I thought, well, I'll just come on here and do kind of a short and sweet just update, since quite a few of you watched my video on Friday. So that's where things are at. It's take some meds, hope that it builds up enough that I start feeling a little bit better, and then hope and pray that when the next lab work happens, that hopefully I only have to do one more increase after this to get me to a safe level to have the surgery. But it really gives me insight into what a struggle it is to get the right dose of thyroid meds. And I know it's going to be even harder once the other side's completely gone. But my endocrinologist said she really thinks that just the remaining side is just completely stopped. So, which means I've been, walking around on like one of the lowest doses of thyroid meds since July, and it's just not working. So, yeah, so that's where things are. Like I said, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and be moaning and groaning and complaining on here, because that's not generally, I like to be happy and perky and smiley, and, I'm kind of a silly person naturally, and this is just really, it's been a hit. And then I think that mentally it was an even bigger hit, perhaps. And so it really just, it's just been hard the past few days. So hopefully I can get my junk together, and on Friday I can put up a video. It was intended to be about, the first habit I was going to try to start working on in this journey to get healthy, and what I intended on doing before I started filming, and was something different than what I'm going to end up having to do. So I've had to try to kind of scale down the initial habit goal. So, but hopefully I can get that up on Friday, and then you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I appreciate you. I love all of you who've come on here and supported me, watched my videos, given me thumbs up, left me comments. It makes me so happy. And it really makes me feel like it was a good idea to get this back up and going. If you happen to know anybody who is struggling with, any of the kind of issues that I've been going through, or, anything similar, maybe you could share the video with them too, because I really think that, community is important, especially when you're having really bad, having health problems. So, but I love you guys, and thank you for coming. And I should have another video up on Friday. I'm trying to be consistent, even if it's something like this where I'm just sitting here and kind of giving you guys an update, because I figure that's better than nothing. So thank you, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.